Here's what it was like to stay in the safari tents at Coachella. And before you say it, yes, it is expensive. It costs a minimum of $10,000 depending on if you do 2 or 4 people for this full experience. And no, this was not sponsored. We are very grateful and privileged that we were able to afford this. And we split the cost between 4 of us. And no, this isn't daddy's money. We own and run 3 businesses. So we're going to break down what this includes. We'll let you know whether we thought it was actually worth the money or not for the full experience. First up, when you arrive, it took us about 10 minutes to find parking, go through security, and get a golf cart over to our tent. This is what the safari tent looked like. It came with a fridge, air conditioning, towels, a dresser, desk, full body mirror, and our Coachella wristbands, which you can pick up at check-in. Next, this is what the bathrooms and showers look like. They gave you toothbrushes, sunscreen, makeup remover. They gave you basically any amenity that you needed. And this was one of the best parts because after being out all day dancing in the 100-degree weather and covered in dust, we could come back and freshen up without waiting in lines. Next up was food. So we arrived at the tent on Thursday. When you check in, you get dinner, and they had an Aperol Spritz welcome party. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you get breakfast from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and late night snacks from around 9:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., which were all incredible. We also got breakfast to go on Monday when we were leaving the campsites. Another thing that we loved is that in the safari camp, you can order your merch to avoid the lines inside of Coachella, and they'll deliver it to your tent for you. You can sign up for complimentary massages daily. You get complimentary ice. They fill up your pool with their hoses on site. You can even place grocery orders at the front desk if you want anything, and they'll pick it up for you. And then they even had hair and makeup pop-ups for a fee if you wanted to add on those services. Now let's talk about what it gets you at the actual festival. The safari tent gives you access to their golf cart service, which means that we could leave the safari camp anytime and they would drive us directly to the stage that we wanted to go. It saved us a lot of time and a lot of walking, and it helped a ton when it was really hot outside and we were exhausted. It also gave us guest wristbands, so we were able to have incredible viewing areas. This allowed us to show up to some sets and literally walk up to the rails without having to wait all day. The last thing I'll mention too is the difference between doing safari tents for weekend 1 and 2. Weekend 1 was a lot busier, a lot more influencers and celebrities, a lot more people that were a little high-strung, lash out over the smallest things, because weekend 1 just had a different vibe. Last year we went to weekend 2 and it was a lot more chill. No one was in a rush. Everyone was there to have a good time, and it felt like the crowd had a lot more energy and actually enjoyed the artists instead of just wanting to capture photos all day. So if you want a more chill experience, I would do the tents on weekend 2, but you might not get as good of surprise guests. Overall, would we do safari again? Absolutely. It was expensive, but in our opinion, it was definitely worth it. It was about $3,000 to $4,000 per person when we split it up between the 4 of us, and we are so thankful that our jobs and businesses allow us to afford an experience like this. Considering VIP tickets alone are around $1,400, we thought this was totally worth it for everything that it included. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that this experience is worth it?